There's one major reason why men hate women and why you might have some kind of like distaste towards women. You don't understand them. And I don't say that as an insult. Oh, men don't understand women. You don't understand them because you've been fed lies. You've been fed lies through movies, through school, through every bit of propaganda you can ever imagine. You've been conditioned to believe that women are a certain way. And the reason why you hate women is because they don't act in the way that you were told they were. For example, just count how many of these lies you have been told and you've believed so far. Women just want a nice guy. Women don't like the jocks and the assholes. Women aren't shallow. They don't really look at a man's appearance that much. Women have got so much heart. They're so nice and kind to everyone. Let's get a little bit darker. A woman's sexual past is none of your concern, and it will not change anything to do with her future relationships. If a woman does sleep around when she's younger and very beautiful, when she's 19, 20, 21, 22, you should not be concerned with that if you're her husband 10 years later. You should just be happy that you got with her and you should just accept her past, and it's not going to affect you at all. Women will stay with you no matter what. As soon as you get married, she's gonna stay with you forever. I could go on, that was 8. There's a lot of things that we've been told about women that are simply not true. And this isn't us bringing women down, by the way. Me making these points isn't me saying, yeah, women are horrible. But it's to say, yeah, like women are human beings and they don't have to be nice to every guy. Yeah, women are quite vulnerable to the consequences of casual sex and degeneracy. And when a woman has sex with a lot of guys before, she gets into a serious relationship, it absolutely does destroy any possibility of like a good quality relationship for her. It absolutely does. This is proven stats time and time again that a woman's sexual past is a lot more consequential than a man's. This isn't us being sexist, it's just something that we keep seeing in data. And so it becomes a little bit hard not to hate women when you see their true nature after you've been fed all these lies. Because the average guy, I want you to imagine Jeffrey, he's grown up in the West, so already he's a bit f***ed. Jeffrey grows up a little bit, he's in school, and he's got a female teacher who's obese, and she's saying, yep, girls can do everything that a boys can. No, Samantha, don't pick the yellow crayon, you can have the blue one. Jeffrey, you can have the yellow one. He starts watching some movies with his parents when, he's 5 years old or so, and he always sees the same dynamic where the girl is quite obsessed and upset about the jock asshole, and the nerd's focusing on the girl's focused on the alpha chat, and eventually the nerd gets her. The nerd, by obsessing over her, eventually gets her. And you might think like, oh, but this is just a movie. But we really do base a bunch of our beliefs off the things that we see, the content, the media that we see. How many of your beliefs have been changed by literally just listening to me talk? So imagine being in your very formative years, 5 years old, seeing this and starting to form the lifelong belief that the nerd who obsesses over the girl eventually gets her because the girl eventually realizes just how nice he is, how nice and caring he is. What they don't show is the realistic other side of this, movie dynamic, where that Chad jock asshole guy that the woman's upset about literally deep-throated the out of her every single morning, and she's just upset because he hasn't replied fast enough, and the nerd's there just waiting like, oh, one day I'll get my princess.